But we've got a couple of supercars joining us here again this weekend. They debuted at Pukekohe. Glenn Clark in the car third and shot chasing down Glenn Smith there. That's a former 888 Engineering Falcon supercar. And there is Geoff Short in the screaming Synergy V8 Juno.
Well, the thing he's going to have here is that he's got more horsepower under the back of this car than he's had before, so he's going to get his way through this field. So maybe his championship hopes are still alive. Well,
the little Honda-powered 2-litre unit was sold off the back of Manfield, so this is a totally different car with a 430-odd horsepower Synergy V8. It's a pair of Kawasaki Superbike engines out to 2.5 litres, so it's the top ends off those on a billet block, common one crank, single crank. It is a serious piece of kit. It's a very, very similar engine that powers the midgets on the speedway tracks around New Zealand with the likes of Brad Mosen, and has dominated the Australian Midget Championships for the last few seasons as well at the hands of Davey Race. It is a neat piece of kit.
And hats off to Kiwi ingenuity. You know, this is completely New Zealand built.
Yeah, the Juno sports car, though, out of Europe. This car has lapped, I believe, Jono Lester's lapped this car in 53 seconds, which is ungodly. As he goes by Harry Dodson, who was the top qualifier for the production GTs. That car's on Targa Bambina duty next weekend, so a busy couple of weekends for Harry Dodson.
Harry Dodson was dominant at Manfield at the previous round. Got his work cut out for him here as we see these cars come through the heat haze on the big back straight here at the Taupo Motorsport Park. Glenn Smith and Glenn Clark. Glenn Clark, that's an ex-888 Engineering V8 supercar from Australia.
Yeah, that was last seen, I believe, in race, guys. It's probably done some development series stuff, but it's probably better known as the better electrical Falcon, and it was formerly driven by one Mr. Paul Radisich.
I was going to say, I thought Paul Radisich had driven that one.
Yeah, car steeped in history. Cameron Jones has just done a 129.288. Geoff Short a 129.474. I had a quick word to him before the start of the race and said, how you going with this car? Have you scared yourself in it yet? And he's had one little moment in testing out of turn number 2 where he got a little bit aggressive on the throttle and spun it up. And he said, at the moment, the car's just a little bit quick for me, but we'll get used to it as he now goes through to second.
Well, he went past Glenn Smith in that 997 Porsche like he was chained to a post. This thing is an absolute weapon.
That's what we've seen. The difference between this car and the 2-litre Honda-powered car is obviously the 2-litre Honda is down on horsepower, and we saw the bigger powered cars just mowing it down in a straight line. In the short and twisty parts of the circuit, it's all over or going past these other cars. But as soon as it got to a piece of straight, it was just getting monstered. But he doesn't have that problem now with that Synergy V8 underneath the back of that car.
He sure doesn't, because he's just done a 127.582, so he's the fastest car on the racetrack.
Wow. Yeah, that's, well, Cameron Jones qualified at a 133. He's just done a 129.28 and he'd settled back into a 133, but the gap's 7.2 seconds, and it's less than that now.
I'll tell you what, he is just winding him in like he's been playing a fish. Geoff Short, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say he's going to win this race.
Well, I think for the majority of the championship, you know, the old adage, don't take a knife to a gunfight. Well, he's just bought a howitzer out for the final round, and other than a little hiccup in qualifying with an electrical problem, and Steve Giles is engineering this car, who's won many Toyota Racing Series titles. Watch this, as Cameron Jones, for the first time in the championship, has got the sight of this bright red Juno going by him on a straight.
And he'll outbrake him for sure going into the complex. Shorty's got this on the string. Look at that, the car just looks so settled.
We started from pit lane, he was about a third of a lap down.
Well, remember that, in race 2 we'll start him in the car park.